Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of 1/6 Scale Unboxing. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the deluxe edition of Genos from One Punch Man by ThreeZero. Now, I did just upload the deluxe 1/6 Scale Saitama, so if you haven't seen that one, you should go check it out. But for today's video, I'm moving on to his right-hand man, Genos, a mostly robotic killing machine. Now, Genos is a unique character and arguably has more showtime than the main man himself, so it's only fitting that ThreeZero released him alongside with Saitama. But like every unboxing, I'm excited to get into this one. So without further delay, let's take a closer look at the box. Now, if you saw the Saitama unboxing, you're going to see the similarities in the box design and cover art. Again, we have a nice solid blue background with some bold lettering on the front giving us the details of this figure. And once again, this is Genos from Season 2 of One Punch Man created by ThreeZero. Now, inside the lettering, you can see there's an image of Genos in an action pose, and then the rest of the box is just going to have more wording, warnings, and then more images of Genos. Now, there is a Velcro flap, and when you open that up, it reveals Genos in the clamshell, and then there's going to be some more wording and images on the inside of the flap. Here is Genos in the clamshell, and we do have 2 layers of accessories. And like usual, I'm going to lay them all out on the table so we can take a closer look. So here are all of the accessories that are included in this box. And just like the Saitama version, it's very slim pickings. ThreeZero did provide a swap out outfit, which consists of these blue jeans and this blue sleeveless hoodie. Now the hoodie does have a functional zipper, and inside there's a section with Genos's name printed onto it. They also provided a pair of black tennis shoes in contrast to his normal boots, and then 3 sculpted hands. You have 1 set of closed fists already attached to Genos, and then the 2 other sets both are sculpted in a open hand fashion. And the way they sculpted and painted these hands, they really do look very robotic. In fact, it kind of reminds me of Iron Man's repulsor hands. You can see they have this translucent circle in the middle, which allows for light to come through, and it kind of makes it look like Genos is about to blast off some fire. Genos has a little section on his arm for batteries to be inserted. However, one of my first complaints of this figure is that they didn't actually include batteries for it, which is just kind of dumb given this specific feature. Lastly, we do have these 2 armor chest plates. When Genos is posed without his undershirt, you can actually attach these 2 pieces to his pec area, giving his robotic body some more depth. But now that we've gone through all of the added items, let's get Genos out here and take a closer look at him. So here he is, Genos from Season 2 of One Punch Man, and he looks awesome. Especially this head sculpt. I really love the way the hair flows and hangs over the face. It just gives the sculpt some more depth. And the face itself is simple but well done. Now for the body, the main thing you're going to notice is the arms. A pair of robotic arms painted in a steel shade. The chest is also very intricate, and you'll see that a little bit later. But for the outfit, you have this sleeveless denim jacket and a white undershirt, black jeans, and a belt with some boots. ThreeZero really did put the work in to make this guy look as close to the source material as possible. I will say that if you take a closer look at the boots, you can see that there's this small white speckles towards the toe end. I noticed this exact same thing on the ThreeZero Game of Thrones figures, and I'm not sure whether this is just scuffing during the process of making the figure or if it's a planned design, but either way, I just thought it was interesting. So now let's see how well this robotic body moves, starting off with the head sculpt. Now the head is on a fixed neck, but you still get a good amount of movement up, down, side to side, and 360 rotation. For the arms, I noticed they are a bit stiff, so I'm going to be putting a little bit more pressure when moving them, but I'd rather have stiff limbs than loose ones, so I'm not complaining at all about that. You do get about a 90-degree extension. There's also a butterfly joint in the shoulder, and then a swivel at the upper bicep. Again, it's pretty stiff. The arm does have a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and then a regular ball joint for the wrist. Now for the torso, you get pretty good ab crunch from forward, a little bit back, side to side, but however, rotation is limited due to the clothing. Lastly, for the legs, you get a 90-degree extension to the side and front. You also have a swivel at the upper thigh and a double bend at the knee, though there is a little restriction with the pant legs.
The feet are on a ball joint, and you get some pretty good movement there. So that wraps up the in-depth look at Genos. So let's throw them into some poses, and I'll give you my final thoughts.
So we're coming to the end of this review, and I just wanted to give my final thoughts on what I like and dislike about this specific 1/6 scale Genos from ThreeZero. Starting off with the negatives, first, it has to be the lack of a display base. I mean, more and more figures nowadays are coming with a really cool dioramic style bases for their deluxe versions. So a cheap base with a crotch grabber, in my opinion, would be a pretty easy addition without too much extra cost. Second, like I've already mentioned, the fact that they added a light up feature for this figure but did not provide any batteries is kind of a dumb thing to do. I like the feature, but I wish they would have just thrown some batteries in. Last of my complaints isn't anything they did wrong, just something I wish they would have added. I think for the deluxe edition, they could have added an extra head sculpt or some extra pieces that were battle damaged. I mean, Genos probably spends most of his screen time just getting absolutely wrecked, so having a blown off face would have been a pretty cool thing to see. But with all that said, I'm still more than happy with this figure. Some of the things I love about this Genos is that head sculpt and the detail of his arms and body. Another small thing I like is how they constructed him. It's super easy to pop his arms and head off and switch out the outfits. And with the amount of movement that this body provides, you get a ton of different poses. Ultimately, I would definitely recommend this figure. I know he's going to look great posed next to my Saitama, and I'm glad I've got him in my collection. But that concludes this unboxing and review. Thank you guys for joining in and watching. Keep a lookout for more videos in the future. And like always, thank you, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.